What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. This video, as you can tell from the title, is how I got a 4.0. My freshman year went really well. I got a 4.0 in my second semester of college, and my cumulative GPA for the year was a 3.92. So I learned a lot of things, and I hope that I can teach some of those new things that I learned. So anyways, let's get started. So this first tip, I know it is really cliche, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can get a 4.0. You have to keep telling yourself, I can get a 4.0. If you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough to get a 4.0, eventually you're gonna believe that. And that's gonna show in your work ethic, and eventually that'll translate to your grades. So first you gotta put yourself in the right mindset and believe that you can get a 4.0. Never underestimate the power of getting enough sleep and being well rested, because that overall translates to better productivity during the day. So how do you get enough sleep? Well, first you have to know your natural circadian rhythm. For me, I go to sleep around 12 and then I wake up naturally between 8 and 9 a.m. So when I was registering for classes, I didn't register for an 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. class. I registered for my first class to be at 11, and so that meant two things. I got enough sleep, and I was able to have a relaxing morning, getting ready, eating breakfast, and being able to do one or two things on my to-do list for the day before I would go to class. And that's a lot better than not having enough sleep and just hurrying to class every morning because you decide to hit the snooze button a few times. And I know a lot of people say, oh, just take an 8 a.m. and take back-to-back classes and you'll be done early. The problem with that is, yes, you'll be done with your classes early. That's not the only thing you have to do for the day. You have homework for all those classes. You have extracurriculars, whatever else you might have on your plate. And tackling all of those things tired because you didn't get enough sleep, that just leads to overall reduced productivity for the day. Since you're tired, did I mention you're gonna be tired? Well, that just means you'll eventually take a nap during the day, which means more wasted time. Okay, so this next tip applies more to freshmen taking gen eds and elective classes, but rather than upperclassmen taking their upper level classes in their major, which are all essentially pretty difficult. And this tip is to avoid taking certain classes together. For example, don't take an English, a history, and a philosophy class all at the same time, because all of those classes are heavy in essays and assigned readings. So for me, in my second semester, I took 15 credit hours. I had intro psych, 2 intro classes for my major, and music appreciation, and a Spanish class. And yes, all of those classes, they had homework. I had to study for all of them, but the thing was, they weren't heavy in essays and assigned reading. I feel like those take the most time because it's so easy to get distracted when you're trying to start an essay or when you're trying to read something that you don't want to read. So just avoid taking those classes together. I'm not saying don't take those classes at all, but just don't take them together. And that's just an example. So essentially what I'm trying to say is, not all 3 credit hour classes are created equal. You can have one class that's not that heavy in workload, and a class that has the same amount of credit hours, but it requires a lot more work. And also, to add to that, try to avoid taking 2 labs in a semester, because 1 lab is already bad enough for 3 hours once a week, but having 2 labs, 3 hours each in a week for a semester just sounds absolutely terrible. Okay, so this next tip is more of a saying, and that is you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So what am I trying to say? Well, I'm trying to say hang out with people that want to see you succeed, that push you to do your best, and try to avoid hanging out with people that couldn't care less about school and only care about what the move is for the weekend. So this next tip is to use a planner. I don't want to hear anyone say, well, my personality test that I took online said I like to wing it, and planners aren't really my thing. Well, hate to break it to you, but if you keep everything in your head, eventually you're gonna forget something as you get more and more stuff to do every day. So the planner I like to use, it's called the Planner Pad. I've been using it since my junior year of high school when I took A-Push online. Ooh, okay. That was not a pleasant memory. Still made a 4 though, so basically the planner pad works by you have at the very top you have things you need to do by category, and then on the bottom it's day by day stuff where you take the stuff you listed up here and you decide what you need to do for each day. And then here at the bottom, it's when you take the stuff from this day and then list hour by hour what it is that you need to do. So yeah, that system works really well for me. You can try this planner, you can try whatever planner you like, but definitely check the planner pad out. Okay, so this last tip is that you have to accept that sacrifices will have to be made. Most of the time during the week, I would eat by myself, and that took me 20 minutes at the most to finish a meal. Compared to when I would eat at a dining hall with my friends, that would take probably an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. So the problem is that time you have spent socializing, that's time you have spent away from doing what you need to do. Now I'm not saying get rid of your social life altogether. What I'm saying is you'll have to do some things like eating by yourself and saying no or declining an invitation every once in a while to going out when you know you have something else to do. What basically works for me was during my second semester, I was basically on work mode from Sunday to Friday afternoon. And then for the rest of Friday and all of Saturday, that's when I relaxed, let loose. So yes, being all work and no play during the week, and being all play and no work Friday nights and all of Saturday, that worked for me. That worked for me academically. But I felt myself longing for social interaction during the week. So I'm still working on trying to get that balance between my social life and my academics and make sure I'm not taking away from too much and giving my time to too much of the other. Finding that balance is what I'll be working on next semester, and hopefully I can find that balance. But those were all the tips I could think of how I got a 4.0. If I think of any more tips, I'll definitely make an updated video. And now it's your turn. Comment down below what you think. Comment any more tips you might have that really helped you with time management, balancing classes with social life, etc., etc. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. And if you thought it was helpful, definitely share it with your friends because it'll definitely help somebody else. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll definitely be putting out more college tips type of videos like this. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.